Everyone. Today, I'm just going to walk you through one of my favorite ways to reconcile my customer invoices between Simpro and Xero. So this doesn't only work with the Xero accounting package, it doesn't work with my QuickBooks or any other accounting integration that Simpro has. But there's this really nifty little feature that not a lot of people know about. So I just want to walk you through how to use it. So there's two ways in which basically Simpro and Xero communicate. And so one of those is when we go through to the Xero section in our utilities and we actually push information like new suppliers, customers, invoices, etc., by clicking on the process selected down the bottom. And so that pushes all of our data that we've done in Simpro for the day over to Xero. The other way is when Xero and Simpro talk to each other about customer payments that have been made. So as an example, every hour automatically, Simpro and Xero will have a quick chat with each other and say, hey, this has been reconciled in Xero as a customer payment on this invoice, and it will mark it as paid in Simpro. You can force this to happen at any point in time by clicking on the retrieve new payments. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because this particular feature of the report is only available while that connection or chat between Xero and Simpro is active. So just jump into your Xero first and just click on that retrieve new payments, and that will assist us with trying to get this report up and running. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the Simpro standard reports and we're going to come across to the sales reports. And we're going to have a look at the sales invoice report here. So what this report typically shows me is all of the invoices that I've issued out to my customers in a particular date range. Guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the date range of last month. As an example, you can select whatever is relevant to you. And then just while that connection is active, there is this reconcile Xero filter down the bottom here. So this particular button is not always here to select unless that connection between Xero and Simpro is actually open at the time, which is why I jumped in and just clicked that retrieve button to basically get them talking to one another. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick this over to yes. Okay, and I'm going to click search. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to go through all of my invoices in Simpro for that particular time period and all of my invoices in Xero for that particular time period and bring to my attention anything that doesn't match. So you can see here, this is a test build linked with a Xero demo company. So I don't have anything that's actually matched because this is not a working file. But what it is showing me is that there's basically some things that it's found in Simpro, but not in Xero. And it gives me the information around the invoice number and what customer that particular invoice was for. And the reason why this hasn't gone across to Xero is because I obviously didn't have these connected. So it's basically saying this invoice is $0 in Xero, it doesn't exist. And inside of Simpro, it gives me the Simpro total as well. So it will also show you the other way around. If an invoice has been issued to a customer in Xero, but that invoice is not found in Simpro, it will also give you the same error alert and tell you what's happening with that. What this is really good for is picking up on an invoice that may have failed for any particular reason and not been pushed over if you've got a difference between your revenue for the month in Simpro and in Xero. And the other thing that this report is really good at picking up is if invoices have been changed. So, what I found working with quite a few businesses is that an invoice will be issued incorrectly. And some people go through and actually delete that invoice, re-invoice it with the same invoice number, send it back out to the client, but it might not necessarily get changed in Xero and therefore they don't match. So this report is a really quick way in which you can see that your Xero and Simpro data for the month or whatever time period you select is actually matching and is reconciling correctly.